So, by a show of hands, how many of y'all have been on a flight with a screaming baby? Whether that is your screaming baby, someone around you, even your next door neighbor sitting on the flight with a screaming baby. Hopefully, everyone in here has experienced that a little bit. But what you guys are remembering, is what made me and my husband so terrified to fly with a newborn baby. So our daughter, she wasn't exactly a newborn. She was 3 months old when we decided to fly from Idaho to Alabama, and it was a 3.5 hour flight. We were so nervous. We didn't sleep the night before. We weren't really that prepared. I think it was just all the nerves in general. So I've come up with a few of tips of my own, along with a few professional tips to help you survive your first trip on a flight with a baby. So the first thing that I've come up with is a few of the things that you must bring. And the first one is a baby carrier. So hopefully everyone in here knows what a baby carrier is. They're the little things that you see moms wearing, either the ones that tie by themselves or the ones that are already attached. So you attach to the front of you right here. And why that is so important is so that you can have your hands. And especially if you're flying alone, you're going to need those hands to go through security, to get your bag off your back, and put your laptop in, and put your breast pump in, which is one thing that I did not think about. When I went through security, they made me take out my breast pump. If my husband weren't there with me, it would have been really hard to handle my baby because I forgot the baby carrier and I was holding her. I would not have been able to do that. I would have had to ask for someone else's help. And the second thing that I would say that you cannot forget is the changing mat. So you're going to be changing your baby in, airport bathrooms, and those are not the cleanest. I even changed our daughter in my lap on the plane because, I mean, it was very hard to get out of her seat, to move the guy that was sitting next to me. He was asleep, so I just changed her in my lap. Luckily, it wasn't a blowout, it wasn't a poopy diaper, but we all survived that part. The second tip I can give you is to pack light. Going back along with what I said about going through security, the less stuff, the better. Trust me. Because I brought so much stuff. I did that when I had my baby in the hospital. I always just overpack. But this is just crucial for you getting through that flight, especially if you're by yourself. It'll just make things so much smoother and so much easier. And also, this kind of goes back along with that, is just the second tip is to check as much of your luggage as possible. I know it's for most airlines, it's about $30 extra. That was how much it was for me on Frontier. It's $30 extra to check your luggage, and that will be 100% worth it. Even if it's the size of a carry-on, just go ahead and check your extra carry-on. That way you just have to worry about your diaper bag with the baby. And this next tip is feed the baby during takeoff and landing. This is so your baby's ears, they will pop, and so they won't make her have an earache afterwards. And this is also pretty crucial. I'm using that word a lot because it was pretty mandatory. I know I got that advice from my pediatrician. And they say to feed. You can also use a pacifier as well. But my daughter, she doesn't take a pacifier, and she did not take a bottle. So I had to make sure. Another thing that I brought was my nursing cover, which I got mine from Milk Snob, and it was perfect. It was enough where it wasn't see-through, and I was able to nurse her during takeoff and landing, and that actually helped her to fall asleep. And so she slept for most of the flight, and she is a colicky baby, so that was a miracle. But if your baby doesn't sleep, another tip is to bring some form of entertainment. Our daughter was 3 months old, so she wasn't too interested in the iPad at that point. So we brought a few of her little squeaky toys, or it was a lot harder at that age. But where she's at now, she's 4 months old, and so she is interested in the iPad. So when it's time for us to fly again, we will definitely bring that and have some of her favorite shows recorded. I'm not a big fan of a whole lot of screen time, but I think during these circumstances, I think you're all good. The last tip that I have is to relax. That was I guess we had several things that we messed up on, but if I could point that out again, is just to relax. Your baby can feel it if you are stressed out, and people around you, if you could just take a deep breath. I mean, most everyone's been around a baby, and so they understand. They feel sorry for you too, and they understand what you're going through. And so just if your baby cries, even just relax, but also maybe bring a few earplugs for the people around you. But you're gonna make it. In conclusion, if I can make it on a 3.5 hour plane ride with our colicky baby, I think anyone can. I think as long as you pack light, bring your baby carrier, a nursing cover if you're nursing so that you can feed during takeoff and landing, bring that changing mat and some entertainment, and then if you just relax, I think you're going to do great. If you guys have any questions, please shoot those at me, and I hope that you guys have a safe trip with your baby. Thanks for watching.